Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing on this roller coaster ride that is February 5th, 2018? We started our day with a 1,157-point drop in the Dow Jones, and we are now ending our evening with a warning from the king of weather Twitter. Oh, Tay. Wait, am I going too slow? Just hold on. All right, we got a storm that is coming in tomorrow, the 6th, which I believe is Tuesday. And then it will move east through Wednesday. And I guess through Thursday as well. And then we'll have another storm behind it, I'm pretty sure. And this looks to be an overachiever. Might be a big performer. Snow, sleet, ice. Remember, I don't care how great of a driver you are, how much time you spent in Canada. I've seen enough 50-car pileups from Indiana to Kentucky to Michigan to Illinois to know that if you can avoid driving on ice, you should avoid driving on ice. Cranky Weather Guy, King of Weather Twitter, has said that this storm is starting to look more impressive by the hour. Between this trigger vort, the strong Peewat fetch developing out of the Gulf, if guidance were to trend, it'd probably up with the QPF. Aside from thermal-related issues, I think most snow ranged hit the high notes or exceed with this one. So, pretty sure that's energy, and the energy is going to be hooking up with a lot of moisture, and it's going to create a whole lot of problems. For everybody in the middle, let me try and spell it out for you real quick here. There's one. This is on the 7th, which will be Wednesday. And let me go back. Let's see how the yellow is a whole lot. The pink is going to be sleet and icing, and then that is going to be snow. You feeling me? You follow me? And so this would be, so it'll get all rainy in Houston. And I got to say, in Houston, the last 2 days, it's been extremely foggy. It's like the clouds on the ground. And yesterday, the clouds were either blue, like cotton candy, or green, like aqua. So that was weird. Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, pretty kitty. It's a pretty kitty. Missy. Anyway. It's not about super cool cats. It's about weather. You're so cute, Missy. You came back. Yeah, I'm just making a video. Okay. I'll be right back. So there you go. You got a lot of moisture coming up through the Gulf. It's going to hook up with the front. And it's going to swing out to the east. And if you'll notice here, this area is going to get hit with a whole lot of rain. I guess we could see a foot possibly. That may be exceeding, but plan for the excess, you know. And it's going to shoot out. And I noted before, it's almost like the shape of a comet. And we're going to keep seeing this pattern continue. So it's going to form kind of, it's going to hook up with this. The moisture is going to come from the Gulf. They're going to hook up in a semi-McDLT. Part of it's hot, part of it's cold. Part of it freezes instantly. So like snow and ice will be melting, and then it'll refreeze, and then it'll melt. It's going to get sticky, ugly, nasty. For the next 2 weeks minimum. And we could see some pretty cold, pretty nasty temperatures. So that's storm number 1. And here comes what looks like on the 10th, storm number 2. So it's really only 2 or 3 days away. And storm number 3 would be on the 13th. And that's going to be a big, nasty one. And they kind of last for a couple days. Through the 15th. And then was that, what are we on, 4 now? 4. And so we got 4 storms in the next 14 days. That is a stormy period. And the last storm was an overperformer, overachiever. Looks like the next storm is going to be an overachiever. And so there's really reason to assume that their guests are prepared for the other storms being overachievers. And this is something I noticed that was really weird. Not that it kind of looks like a weather wiener, literally. But usually I've been watching these waves of water vapor and moisture come out. And these waves like this, and they push out, and they push out. But this is the first time in the winter I've seen like a large, giant column of moisture that is just slowly making its way this way. And so the waves will tear off like the top chunk, but that is still going to slide a whole lot of extra moisture up into the Gulf and then out the south, middle, and northeast coast. So it's going to be an active weather pattern. And I was saying here at THORNEWS, the sun acts weird. The weather acts weird. And people act weird. Well, in the summer, the sun was as active as I've seen it. And now she's going into a solar minimum. Some are calling it a grand solar minimum. Minimum. And so that is also going to cause weird weather. And so now we have our first sunspot, I don't know, in a couple weeks. And the sunspot will be rolling around to Earth in the next 2 or 3 days, coincidentally, with the storm. And so if that is going to have, it's already had a C-class solar flare. If it has an M-class or an X-class, or if it gets even filamentier, we could see the weather even tick up another notch or two. So here's our red danger zone. See if you can spot it. And so those areas, all states, was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states that could flood. And remember, in the storm pattern we were seeing, this area is going to get hit a couple times, like 4 or 5 times in 14 days. 3 or 4. But that one storm, let's go back to it, because it just popped back up in my mind again, like it's trying to tell me something. Yeah, look at the storm. Okay, so what day is that? So how are you guys doing? So here's the story. Like, it pretty much starts when the Gulf moisture comes in. Moisture come in on the 9th. So it's on the 9th, and then there it is. It's slowly forming, just like the one we're about to see. Look at all this snow up here through the Rockies and the Four Corners, and then sleet. So we're on the 10th, and then it's still kicking. Look at this. Wow, look at those isobar lines. It's going to be windy. On the 11th, and the storm is still extended into Texas and up through Oklahoma, Nebraska, Kansas. And on the 11th, it's still extended into Texas. We're still on the 11th, but now it's all the way up the coast. It's still extended to Texas. Still pulling some moisture through on the 12th. I mean, there's still moisture in Texas. They're still coming out, and it's still coming through. So that's like 2 storms right there. I just hit the wrong button. Sorry, that's the Lockheed Martin super algomatic sunlight ghost or whatever. But yeah, you saw I was talking about, like, that was literally 2 storms. Yeah, your second storm erupting before it's even left. Let me get back to it. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's our 10th, and so it's not even moving out, and it's still training moisture out of there. You see that? That is, look at that. So we're still going from the 10th, and it's still in Texas. Still in Texas. And there's red coming in that same area we're very worried about. It was worried, but now I'm watching this. So from the 10th, it's going to be raining. Look at that. Right now, we're 5 days of rain in Texas. And it finally stops in Texas. The 15th. Huh. And then it got some that clears out on the 16th, but that looks like a lot of rain, man, especially for Texas and Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, Georgia, Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. I know, I have to prove how geographically smart I am, do I? Anyway, so let's go back to the king. What do we got here? Going to be a good clash with rapid development tomorrow. Okay, so the other maps hadn't even really had it kicking up till Wednesday. So he is giving us a heads up. Whoa. See, there's the moisture coming in. So me in Houston could be getting a lot of rain, and definitely looks like Texas is going to get a lot of rain up over the next 2 weeks. Yeah, but this is going to be the feeder for the storm. And so it'll have 2 moisture lines, one being the Pacific jet, and the other being the Gulf Coast moisture. It should surprise. It should surprise, asterisk, and should overperform think guidance and forecast will play catch up with this one as we go, which would be the pattern and trend. In spite of already being on the significant side, let's see it all initialize off the stronger states and see how they trend, not track, intensity. Remember, it is Mother Nature. She can be wild. Deep tropical moisture, and we got more deep tropical moisture coming in. Oh, that was just me commenting on. People were saying the economy's strong. And I was like, well, how, a government that shuts itself down twice in 30 days, it knows that the people 20 trillion. How strong is that economy, really? This was him 4 hours ago. Healthy lead disturbance here. Bet it surprises a little. Not just western Pennsylvania and western northern New York. But I think this may survive and translate eastward right into northeast PA, SE, NY, NJ, NYC, New York City, Long Island, and South New England. Afternoon, some surprise, light snow perhaps. And so, yep, we will keep you guys posted, but definitely 3K now painting a very ugly picture. Wednesday morning, snow, sleet, ice, and rain. Messy. There you go. I will definitely keep you guys updated. The latest models will come out at 10. So if it looks bad enough, I'll do another report somewhere between 11 and midnight Texas time. But now, I slept like all Saturday and Sunday mostly. I didn't watch Super Bowl. Because I knew there was going to be a big week. I didn't even think that, well, I was going to say, never mind. Okay, so, you guys stay cool, be cool. We will keep you posted. Remember, now is a good time to come together and look at this world and say, what can we do with it? Instead of everybody focusing on the past, it's time for people to refocus on the future and where we want to be and what we need to do to get there. Sound cool? And everybody needs to stop talking shit about everybody, and people need to tone down the rhetoric. Okay? There's no need for people to just be saying the worst things about other people they don't even know all the time. It's not getting us anywhere, and now's the time for us to find common ground issues and work together to prevent how we reacted to last year, when this year's weather will probably be worse than last year, and we're not even ready for hurricane season, and that thing's only a couple months away, and it'll probably be worse than last year. Anywho, love everybody. Y'all stay cool. Be cool. This is not a weather forecast. This is just one man, asterisk, with a YouTube channel telling you what I see, and with a whole lot of help from my friends. And thanks to everybody on Weather Twitter, which is hashtag WX Twitter. Great gang, great group of people, very dedicated, especially. I highly recommend being on Twitter for if the storm is in your area. Following a lot of the meteorologists, it's best for up-to-date minutes, but try and get off real fast. I mean, when you're not on storms, because sometimes I think social media is literally created just to divide and conquer us and teach us how not to communicate with each other and hate each other without any type of empathy. But whatever. All right, peace out. You guys are cool.